Good. Great.
You seem to be all over the place.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, okay, people. So, one of my favorite, even, and this was a cover song of it, Nila Kai Kiradu, right? So, it was good. All right. Okay, it's a Friday evening, and we are back here with another show. Okay, let's see what do we have today. Before that, Friday evening, and everybody are excited about the weekend that's coming up, and also, the time off that we take from work. But then, I'm going to talk something very interesting today, this evening, wherever you are. Good evening, people, and a warm welcome to Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. And this is your insight and inspiration for Human Dynamics, which is broadcast every Friday at 5:30 p.m. right here on DC Live. I'm your host, RJ Rudhra. And as I say, it's always fantastic to be here on DC Live. And thanks for tuning in wherever you are. And I'm sure it's been a crazy week, bustling week. Within that 30 minutes on a Friday evening on DC Live is going to be worth, because we care, we share, and we are on air. That's DC Live for you people. Great. Let's talk about something new age, something we're talking about which is very recent, I would say. Okay, we're going to talk about a topic that's possibly not only relevant but absolutely essential in today's vibrant global workplace. And with all of this hype, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence. I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence. Anybody who's probably heard this term before or read about it, please put in your messages on the in-call messenger, or you can drop in on the DC Live chat box, which most of you don't do. But then, yeah, I would, seek all of you, start doing it, people. Start doing it. Start talking to us. We'll be more than happy to talk about it. Okay. I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence, or as we like to call it for short, right? So because life's become too short, we want to call it CQ. Now, you might have heard of IQ, which is our intelligence quotient. EQ, yeah, emotional quotient. But CQ, that's right. That's the new kid in town or in the block. Okay. And let me tell you that this is going to be something. It's quickly becoming the showstopper or the superstar of effective collaboration. Okay, I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence. So let's understand what exactly is cultural intelligence. Okay, what is cultural intelligence? Okay, now in simple terms, it is your ability to function effectively in culturally diverse situations. The definition of cultural intelligence in simple terms is your ability to function effectively in culturally diverse situations. Think about it. We work with colleagues from all corners of India, and in fact, indeed, globally, right, across the world. Each person brings with them a unique set of experience, value, and ways of communicating. And cultural quotient or intelligence is about understanding, very important, understanding, respecting, and adapting to these differences. It's about being savvy enough to navigate through those unspoken rules, the subtle cues, and the different perspectives that make up our rich tapestry of our colleagues, right? So our colleagues are going to be from everywhere. Our people are going to be from everywhere. Now, how do you work with all of them is very, very important. I repeat, it is about understanding, respecting, and adapting to the cultural differences. Now, have you experienced this? You're talking in a team meeting and someone is trying to uh, put their views and perspectives, and then you're like, no, that is not the way it happens here. Have you ever told that? That is not the way it happens here. All right. You say that, but that is not the right way of doing it. Okay. You need to be open and you don't treat people say this, right? So I treat all of them the same. No. Culturally, people can be different because the way you say something to one person, not necessarily the other person understands it the same way. So that's why you need this cultural intelligence. But we all say, we all say that, hey, you know what? I treat everybody the same. Treating everybody the same way is your understanding. But are you making them feel equally treated? That is important. That is cultural intelligence. Okay. Let's go ahead with it. Okay. Let's break it down a little further. Okay. CQ isn't just about knowing facts about cultural differences or different cultures. Like, they eat this or how they dress. That's probably a good start. But cultural quotient goes deeper. Okay, it has 4 key components, and once you understand these, you'll see how you can apply them every single day. Before that, you know what? Srileka is like this. Actually, Srileka says this: I am from Chennai. Chennai now Chennai or inge behave model. Right? That's the cultural inclination that I'm talking about. Okay. So I just see that Saranya has just won herself a voucher, which he's going to get. Okay. Srileka, ensure that she gets it. Thank you, Saranya, for joining and winning that.
We have 2 actually, Guru Pratibha and Saranya.
Oh, okay. Guru Pratibha gets 1. Okay. She as well. Okay. Good people that you're getting your vouchers. Great. Okay. So yeah, from cultural quotient, right? The Chennai Punnu cultural quotient. Okay. Right. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಂಗಳೂರವರು, ರೈಟ್? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಪುದವರು, ನಾವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರವರು.
We are 2 Chennai girls here.
Sorry?
No, we are 2 from Chennai.
2 from Chennai? Okay. Yeah.
And myself.
Okay, fine. Got it. Right. So now Mysore or Range, right? So we must have heard about. No, Bangalore or Range madodidannalla. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So you need to understand that. How does that Chennai Punnu talk? Okay. Or Mangalore hudigi eng maatadtale, right? So that is what we're talking about. So that's the cultural quotient that I'm talking about. Okay. Now let's get a little uncover a bit further on this. Then you can learn about applying them every single day. First up, we have something called CQ drive, or called the motivational CQ, which is, this is about your interest and confidence in functioning effectively in culturally diverse settings. Now you ask yourself, are you curious about other cultures? Do you genuinely want to understand different perspectives? If you see a colleague doing something differently, is your first instinct to judge or to learn? CQ drive is that intrinsic motivation to engage and adapt. It's the fuel that you want to fill in your cultural tank, right? So how much of it you want to know? So that's the motivation to know something. That's the CQ drive, or motivational CQ. Okay. Next, there's CQ knowledge, or cognitive CQ. Cognitive is always about understanding. Okay. This is about understanding cultural differences. It's knowing about norms, values, practice across different cultures. For instance, understanding if some culture, is it okay to communicate directly? It may be highly valued in some places, right? So direct communication. But if that's okay, you better do that. Otherwise, you may be felt that you're trying to, if you're using indirect communication, like what we do in our culture is indirect communication. We don't ask them, we directly don't ask them, hey, you need to give me 100 rupees. Can you give that back to me? Do we ask that? We don't do that, right? We don't do that. So that's what we do. So this is what is about direct and indirect communication. So what we do here is very, very different. Now, that's what we're talking about, CQ knowledge. Okay. What's the way we need to communicate? Direct communication or indirect communication? Or knowing that perceptions of time and deadlines can vary significantly. Okay. Everybody say in India, we are not on time. It's okay not to be on time, right? No, that's wrong. But yeah, that's how we have been culturally tuned. But some places in the globe, we don't start a train at or a flight. We feel very odd if there is a train which is scheduled to depart at 2:07. Right? Do you like that time, Srilekha? 2:07 p.m. No, you don't like that at all, right? For some reason, it has to be rounded off somewhere. It has to be 2 p.m., 2:10, or 2:15. You don't like the 2:07, correct? Do we all like that? So that's what I'm talking about. That's a cultural difference that we're talking about. So knowing that perceptions of time and deadlines can vary significantly. This is not about country cultures also. It's also about the organization culture, departmental culture, and even generational culture within our company. We have the young workforce, we have the old workforce. So identifying how each of them work is what is the CQ knowledge. So until now, we have learned two things, CQ drive and CQ knowledge. Let's talk about CQ strategy. That's the third component, or it's also called meta-cognitive CQ. This is where you become a cultural detective is what I call it. Okay, it's about your ability to make sense of culturally diverse experiences before, during, and after they happen. Okay, so there's a culturally diverse experience that's happened, or before it happens, or during that. What do you understand from that? That is what is cultural quotient strategy. Before a meeting with a new team, do you think about potential cultural differences? Or during a conversation, are you noticing cues that suggest a different interpretation of what you're saying? Okay, you say, no, that's not what I meant. This is how we talk, but then you understood it, incorrectly, something like that. And afterward, you reflect on what went well and what you could improve culturally. That CQ strategy is about planning, awareness, and checking your assumption. It's about thinking about your thinking. I repeat, it's about thinking about your thinking, culturally inclined. That's the cultural quotient strategy. All right, so that is what is cultural quotient strategy. Now, the last one in this group is CQ action or behavioral CQ. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's your capability to adapt where your verbal and non-verbal behavior to suit different cultural contexts. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not, but about having a set of or a plethora of behaviors you can draw upon. It might be adjusting your speaking pace, using different words, changing your body language, or even altering how you give feedback. It's about being flexible and responsive. For example, knowing when a firm handshake is appropriate or just a formal greeting or a nod is good enough. Which one is appropriate culturally is what is important. Quickly, just listing what are the terms that we have learned. We have learned CQ drive or motivational CQ. This is about your interest in identifying or understanding what's happening culturally. That's what is about your, that's the CQ drive. The next one, CQ knowledge or cognitive CQ. This is about understanding cultural differences, right? So understanding cultural differences And the third one is going to be CQ strategy or metacognitive CQ. This is where you become you try to understand how do you speak, you plan, what's happening and what happened. That's what we're talking about. And the last one is behavioral or CQ action. You adapt yourself to the cultural inclinations or the cultural setup that you have. You have multicultural people. Then you need to have a very neutral way of talking, because otherwise what happens, the set of people who probably are not understanding may be feeling left out. So it's always better to use a neutral culture, not the language that you may have used in a team meeting where people are all from a same culture, right? So making a statement to one culture can definitely be offensive to the others. So avoid those comments, avoid those jokes that what could have perceived as a joke from a culture can be perceived as a very offensive statement in another group. And this definitely could have happened in certain meetings or office setups that you would have had. I'm going to stop here, and I see a couple of people, few people joining in here. You have any questions for me? You have any comments? You want to ask me something that you do not understand till now? Or do you want to know, okay, why are we even talking about cultural differences? Okay. Or cultural intelligence. Someone wants to ask me a question. I'm going to stop here for a moment and then see where do I go from there. Anybody? Someone in the group? Nobody wants to. Looks like no.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell, Sri Lekha? All of them came for your vouchers. Is that what you're telling me? Not to listen to me at all?
Hello, sir.
Hey.
Hi, this is Guru Pradeepa.
Hey, Guru Pratibha.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thanks. Yes.
Yeah, there is no questions from my side, but I just want to share the feedback.
Yeah.
This session helped me to think about our cultural awareness and how to apply in our daily work. And I understood this cultural intelligence is not about just a knowledge, but our behavior and communication.
Exactly. Absolutely. You got that. That's bang on. Thanks, Pratibha. Thanks for that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your comments. Great. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. All right. So I'm going to continue from where I left. So, all right. So now we understood what's cultural intelligence. It's called cultural quotient. But why is all this important in our workplace? Okay. Think about it. DC is present in more than one location. One on west of Tamil Nadu, another one in east of Tamil Nadu, another one just above, just very close to the capital of Tamil Nadu, and another one on the coastal side of Karnataka. Right, so that's where we are, and we also have an office in Delhi. We have an office in Bangalore. So with all of these places, which is beyond your location, we are incredibly diverse company. We are very diverse. And cultural intelligence isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have. Because you talk to people from one side, you go to Engur Pakkalam appadang solradhu, right? So that's what I say. And when you go talk to Sri Lanka, say like, okay, right? So that's how she talks. Okay, right? So ee kade Mangalore kade bandre alla ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋದೇ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ರಾಗದ ತರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ, all of this put together is what DC crew is all about. So cultural intelligence becomes a very integral part of this. Okay, right. Now it helps in innovation, collaboration, and creating a truly inclusive environment. Let's think about some practical applications, right? Firstly, in team collaboration. Imagine you are working on a project with colleagues from different parts of India. Perhaps, as I said, someone from Chennai, another from Delhi, and someone from Kolkata. Communication styles can differ greatly. A highly direct approach might be seen as an efficient one, while another might perceive it as abrupt or even disrespectful. Okay, so you got to choose how do you communicate. With cultural quotient, you learn to adapt. You might adjust your language, ask clarifying questions, ensure everyone feels heard and understood, regardless of their communication preferences. This fosters trust and ensures everyone can contribute their best. That's about working in a team collaboration. But think about your client and customer interactions. We work globally. We serve a diverse client base. Understanding their cultural nuances can make all the difference in building strong relationships. For example, knowing the importance of hierarchy or the preferred way of negotiating can be crucial when you demonstrate CQ. You show respect, and that builds loyalty and successful partnerships. Thirdly, for problem solving and innovation, diverse teams, when managed with cultural quotient, it becomes inherent, and right, and it's also about being innovative because they bring a wide range of perspectives, ideas, and approaches to the table. When you understand and value these different viewpoints, okay, you can uncover maybe multiple parallel solutions for the same problem. Otherwise, in a homogeneous group, people may have just a one vision of it. But here in a heterogeneous and multiple groups, it facilitates discussions where all different perspectives come together, all voices come together, and genuinely it is considered as part of that problem solving group. And finally, for leadership and employee engagement, right? Leaders with high cultural quotient are better equipped to inspire and motivate diverse teams. You can tailor your leadership style to resonate with individuals from different cultural backgrounds, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and understood. This is a great thing to have. It will boost morale. It will reduce misunderstandings, especially within team, and it will improve employee engagement. Okay, happy, understood employees are always productive employees, and that's what Sri Lanka tries to do. Okay, what does Sri Lanka on DC Life tries to do? Keep you all engaged. Why? She wants to do this. Happy, understood employees are always productive employees, right? Okay, great. A lot of it Sri Lanka owes me because I've promoted DC Live and her very, very profoundly. Okay, right. Happy Robus. Okay, great. So let me give you a quick visual example. Think of a global project meeting. Here you can see how cultural intelligence plays a big part, right? So presenter, maybe like me from Bangalore, engaging with a team that includes members from different parts of India, even probably internationally. Now the way, right? So the way you want to communicate, how do you want to think about it, and all of that is very, very important. So be curious and ask questions, observe and reflect, seek out diverse experiences from people. Okay, how do you speak? Learn a few phrases, right? So learn a few phrases. Do you see this? All these, politicians and your and people from movie. The movie industry, they always start with one sentence, right? So they always start with what do? They start with the greeting in the local language. Vanakkam Chennai, right? So that's what they do. Namaskara Bengaluru, that's what they do. Correct, people? Right? So that's what it is. That's a cultural intelligence. Why do they go ahead and do that? Okay. Now, and also sometimes it so happens that we all have these stereotyping and biases, which are our assumption. Okay, understanding cultural differences is the first step to overcoming them. Meaning, you have stereotyping for someone. Okay, oh, Chennai, okay, they are going to be like this. Bangalore, okay, they are like this. Bangalore, they are like this. Okay, now when you really understand people, then okay, That stereotyping does not work. You go beyond stereotyping and cultural quotient. That's what it is. That's very important. All right. So building your cultural intelligence is an investment for yourself, your team, and the company's success. It makes you a more adaptable, empathetic, and effective professional. And today's world is interconnected world. It's very small in in communication, but it's very huge in terms of culturals. Okay, so it helps us weave together the diverse threads of a workplace into a very strong, vibrant fabric. And that, my friends, brings me to the close of today's segment of Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. I hope this discussion on cultural intelligence has given you some valuable food for thought and practical ways to enhance your interactions. Thank you for tuning in this evening, people across DC Crew Centers. And remember, you can catch up the Cornerstone Weaving Workplace retelecast or rebroadcast later in the night. But we are live every Friday at 5:30 p.m. right here on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. This is your RJ Rudhra, and I'm from Detach, and I'm signing off. Have a wonderful evening and a fantastic weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rudra. Thank you. This really, the culture is so important, and absolutely agree with that. And yes, culture really shapes our values as well. Thank you, Rudra. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice.
thanks, Saranya. Thanks. Happy to have you on the live show. Thank you so much. And Guru, Pratibha, Niveta, Sandhya, Gauri, and Vivek. Thanks. And people also personally asked me to pin me and ask me for the link, and I also shared them. Might be they are listening on DC Live, but thanks for joining on today's session. I think, Rudra, after a long time, we made our take.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm so happy that I have so much of audience here, people that, what kept us going was one, this channel. Sometimes it's just Srilekha and me. We really don't know if people have tuned in on the other side, but we kept going. Thanks all for joining. I don't know if you all joined for the voucher or tuned in for
nothing like that, Rudra. No, usually I have a call at 4:30, but today, unfortunately, we have cancelled the client call. So
Saranya is here to see. Every time Srilekha say join live. Let me join live and see what she's doing on the live.
I don't know, you are providing a voucher for the session. After asking Srilekha is giving the contact details, I was surprised why she's asking the contact details.
Great, wonderful. Okay, perfect, people. Thank you so much. I have another two shows. One on a Monday evening at 5:30. One on a Wednesday evening at 5:30. So Monday is all about language. We call it Grammatist. And on Wednesdays, we have a quick brain, show. You can also tune in there, and we talk about learning habits, and more to it from there. Thank you, everyone, and thanks, Srilekha, for having me. It's been a wonderful, as I always say, it's always nice to be on DC Live. Thank you.
Thanks. People, don't forget, this is always at 5:30 on all the weekdays, like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So don't miss it. Okay. Thank you. So finally, we have Bhargavi also here in. I think Bhargavi is from Q&A Cloud. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, QM. Yes.
So we have come to an end of the segment, but anyhow, thanks for joining, Bhargavi. Kindly drop your contact number also here. We'll be appreciating for joining. So thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thanks for weekend.